What's up, strongest men, women, and children from blocks all around the world? I am my block's strongest man, and I'd like to welcome you back to my channel, where we're going to continue our discussion of the Mammoth Strength Challenge V Pro-Am. And today we're going to discuss the Ladies Open Heavyweight Division, specifically Aleila Worley. Ciao, homie! Welcome back to my block's strongest man, where we bring strongman into the mainstream by discussing all of the latest strongman events in the greatest analytic detail that you'll find anywhere on YouTube. We also show you how to replicate some of those events at a smaller scale with objects all around you in your own home. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to this channel so you get notified of all of the latest videos that I release 4 times a week for your viewing pleasure. Make sure to comment below whether you agree or disagree with my videos. I love the engagement and I respond to every single comment. Now on to today's topic. So, I had originally had Aleila Worley in my middleweight division because that's how she was listed on the Facebook page. Maybe I read it wrong, but she reached out and said, hey, by the way, I'm competing heavyweight this time around. Wanted to get my hands on the heavier weight, so just a quick update for you there. So I decided to rearrange all my middleweight analysis, and that's all out on YouTube now. So now I'm going to go into the heavyweight competitors, and there are 3. First and foremost, drop by the Mammoth Strength Challenge Facebook page if you haven't yet. Lots of great updates there for you. Secondly, go to Garage Gym Life Media's YouTube channel. Subscribe to them there. First video you'll see is an interview of me, which I think you'll find fascinating, of course. And if you scroll down, you'll see the Mammoth Strength Pro logo with the mammoth on it, and you'll want to go there, that one right there, and schedule yourself for a reminder of the free live stream of the contest. Of course, after that, shoot on over to my page and schedule yourself for the after show, where, if you haven't caught it yet, I will be interviewing the one, the only 2020 America's Strongest Man, Marcus Crowder. It's going to be a blast. Make sure and set your reminder. So, going over to the heavyweights for ladies, let's see what their events are. Well, first and foremost, they're all the same events but different weights. So if we have a look at the heavyweight class now, the log is 120 pounds, the axle is 120, the Mauser is 140, and the Viking press is 165 for an AMRAP. Then we move over to the deadlift medley. The time limits are all the same as they are for all the other classes. So now it's a 400-pound traditional deadlift. So we're getting really heavy now. The 18-inch axle is going to be 425, and then followed up by that car deadlift, or contraption like a car set up behind you with the weights behind you, neutral grip. Then Farmer's frame medley is going to be 225 pounds per hand, 450 coming back 50 feet with a frame. And then the stone carry medley will be a 160-pound natural stone, just like the middleweights, but that's where it changes. Atlas stone goes up 15 pounds to 170, Mauser block is 200 pounds, and Husafeld stone 225. Then we go to a tire flip, where it starts off with a 450-pound tire. The second one is 500 pounds, which is the weight of the heaviest one for middleweights. And then it ends up with the biggest, biggest 600-pound tire flip. So those are the weights for the events in the Ladies Heavyweight Open. So how is Aleila preparing for this? Well, we'll go through her Instagram and check it out. So first of all, we have some Atlas work going on here. And we'll look at the weights. So she's doing a whole stone medley, she mentioned. So 180, 225, 175, 200, which is Atlas, Husafeld, probably Sandbag would be the 175, and then 200 Mauser. That's my guess. Let's have a look. Yep, Sandbag 175. Mauser is the only one she hasn't done yet, so she's going to finish off with a 200-pound Mauser, which I'm going to let it play through. You'll want to see that because not a lot of athletes are practicing with the Mauser, so you'll want to see how that works out. Mauser block, again, has little feet on the bottom, so she can kind of get her fingers a little bit below it to get it up. And as you can see, like, she's a little bit methodical about the lifts, kind of like Brian Shaw is with his lifts, but once she has them up and knows they're secure, the walking is no problem. These weights are not a problem for her at all. She's going through them real quickly. And, you know, if we kind of progress through a little bit here, she then moves into the deadlift medley. So she's saying 400, 425, and 550. So that's a 400 off the ground. This is actually only, what, an hour ago. So I didn't even see this when I planned out this video. So we might have to change the placings in a minute once we get to the magical spreadsheet. But here's a 425-pound 18-inch deadlift. I think it's 18-inch. It might be some of the competitors are practicing with 13, but elevated, let's just say. And then here, so now she's going to be doing, so she does have the weight behind her, and she's saying it's 550. Wow, that's a lot. And it's coming up off the ground. I thought that was going to pivot. Wow, that's impressive. Okay. All right, then. So I don't know how much the car lift is going to be weight in hand, but this is the most I've seen anybody practice that lift. So let's go back to the spreadsheet and plug these numbers in, because I don't, like I said, this was an hour ago. I didn't even see this. So 400 on the deadlift, 425. And so if we go here to the heavyweight, Aleila Worley is right here. Move over to the deadlift. I had her doing 400 like some weeks ago in another session, so I already had that one right. Here's 425, and that's actually what's required. So these ladies are all kind of, first of all, they're super powerful, but the requirements are so aggressive that they're all kind of at the limits of the requirement, you know, because the requirements are that aggressive. So she's 425 on the axle, and then the car pull, she's 550 for, how many reps did she do with that? Let's see that one more time. That's amazing. That's a lot of weight. And she has it oriented behind like the gear will be at the contest. So again, here's her 400. And that's actually, there's a little bit of hitch, but that was smoother than the other post she had with 400. So she seems to be getting stronger there. And then here's the 425 again on the deadlift. Yeah, I just want to see this all again because this is just super impressive. So it's a wagon wheel type. Yeah, it's close to her knee. I would say that's 18-inch. So 425. And then here's the 550. And I want to see how many reps it is because they will be asked to do an AMRAP or as many reps as possible in the remainder of the time limit at the contest. So it'll be interesting to see what she's doing here. And interestingly enough, she also isn't grabbing it all the way out on the end of those handles, which I would say would give her more leverage. She's closer to the weight, which I think makes it harder. So she's practicing the harder way, in my opinion. So that's 3, 4. That's all she shows. She looked like she was going to do more, but let's call it 5. There was at least one more in there, I would say, and probably a lot more than that. All right, cool. So going back, let's go through her other posts. She's got some personal stuff with dogs in here, and then this is a farmer's hold. So funny enough, most people will do a farmer's hold with more weight that they can run with. She does a hold with 200 and then runs with 225 per hand. So I guess it was just kind of getting her grip work in with the hold. But here, she's pretty fast. And as I would say, she's fast because I think, as I understand it, she's new to the weight class. So she's coming up from a speedier weight class, I would imagine. And I think that's going to help her in a lot of these. If she has the power to do these weights, I think the speed is going to carry over well, and she's going to do well there. So farmer's carry 225. Then she does another kind of stone medley, but I think we already had that. So it was Atlas 175, Husafeld 225, Sandbag at 176, and Mauser at 200. Let's go with the other one that we originally saw, because that'll be her latest and probably her best weights. So again, here it was, yeah, it is a little bit more. So 180 on the Atlas, 225 on the Husafeld. So if we come here, she's at, yeah, so I didn't give her enough credit. 180 on the Atlas, 200, what was it on the Husafeld? 225 on the Husafeld, 175 Sandbag, and 200 Mauser, which I have right. She actually did a 176, sorry, 1 pound difference in a different post, so I'll give her credit for that. As we scroll through her Instagram some more, you'll see some pretty amazing stuff. Here's the other 400-pound deadlift that I had previously seen, And this one has a little bit more of a hitch, a little bit more of a pause in it. So like I said, from 4 weeks ago until now, she's already improving on 400-pound deadlift, which is what's required by the contest. So she's practicing exactly what's required. There was some more farmers, some more stone medleys. Here's the tire flipping, and you'll actually see more tire flip after that. More deadlift, so she does a lot of deadlift training. This is the tire flip I wanted you to see. So, yes, the footage is sped up, but she does it for 30 reps. Like, read that with me. 500-pound tire for 30 reps. Now, let's cut it in half because she's getting a rest while her partner's flipping it back, but let's say 500 pounds for 15 reps. That's like way more than she has to be able to do for the contest. So, you know, I think she's all set there. Scrolling through a bit more. Kind of some personal time. And then here's some log. So that's 125 log. 165 log. And we're now at 10 weeks ago, by the way. Yeah, not too much. Again, it's sped up a little bit, but not too much trouble there. So as you go through, you'll see like a lot of really impressive lifts. Some more deadlifting here. 4 sets of single with 355. More deadlifting here. So taking that, oh sorry, that's a log. That one gets me every time because I can't see the log from that angle until she gets it all the way up. But so let's see, 135 I think is what she's saying this is. And then she does 220-pound sandbags. So the really, really impressive weights that Aleila Worley's throwing around here. Let's go back to the magic spreadsheet now that you've seen some evidence, and I'll show you all of the numbers that I've written down for her. So log, I had 135, which is the one we just saw. I don't know if she's pressed a heavier log than that because that one looked pretty easy. Axle, she did a 155. And Mauser, she did a 140. And then the Viking press, I haven't seen her do. So, I think that makes her, of the 3 competitors, so as I understand it, top 3 in all the categories get awards. So it seems like everybody's guaranteed here because there's only 3 competitors. But I think she's 3rd best in the log by a little bit. And it's to be expected. The other 2 ladies are, I think, have more long-standing in the heavyweight division, so you could understand. Same for Axel. She's really close, but I think 3rd in that capacity of this medley. Mauser, I put her 1st because no one else is training it. And then Viking press, I have her 3rd again. So overall, I would say she comes in 3rd in the overhead medley. Moving on to the deadlift medley. Now, I might have to reevaluate some of these because we just put in some new numbers. So, on the traditional deadlift, she's at 400 pounds and is barely edged out by the other 2 competitors by 5 pounds. So I have to put her 3rd, even though she's right there with the 2 other heavyweights. As far as the axle, 425, I'm going to put her 2nd because I have not seen Jillian Phillips do an axle. Anna Tapper, sorry, did a 500-pound axle. So I was not expecting that kind of weight to move in the ladies heavyweight open class, but you'll see when I do her video 500 pounds. So I'm going to say Aleila's 2nd in the axle portion of this medley, and then 550 for 5. I got to change and make her 1st here because no one else is doing it. We'll make Anna 2nd, and we'll make Jillian 3rd. And then moving on to the farmers, so she had 225 per hand, which is exactly what is required by the contest, and she was fast with it. Jillian Phillips did 225 as well, but I think Aleila's going to be a little bit faster, so both of them being able to handle that weight, I think Aleila's faster, so I'm going to make her 1st, Jillian Phillips 2nd, and Anna Tapper 3rd, both in the farmers and frame components, so overall, that'll be the finish for the farmers frame medley. As far as the stone medley, Aleila Worley is almost the only one I see, well, the only one I see doing a whole medley in their prep, and almost the only one I see practicing any of them at all. Jillian was practicing Husafel, but at a slightly lighter weight than competition, so I gotta give Aleila Worley the win on the stone medley. As far as tire flip, same thing. Like, she's flipping those tires like the pancakes. And I don't see the other two ladies practicing tires, so just by lack of evidence and by how impressive Aleila is, she's going to win tire flip as well. So how does that all break down to the Ladies Open heavyweight predictions? Well, I think Aleila's going to win it. Like, I don't know if this is her first time at heavyweight. She kind of made it sound that way when we were chatting back and forth, or at least, like, it seems like she's typically middleweight, but not this time around. But even that being said, I think she's going to win. I feel like she comes in third in the overhead medley for a point, third in the deadlift for 1 point, and again, by small margins. But then I feel like she wins all three of the other events, the farmer's frame, the stone, and the tire flip. So that gives her a total of 11 points, edging out Anna Tapper by 1 point. So there you go. It's only 3 competitors, so it's a whole podium right there. But I think Aleila Worley is going to win it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my predictions. Come back next time. I'm going to be making a bunch more of these videos before Saturday, and I hope you're enjoying them. I hope that these athletes get the attention that they deserve for all their hard work and dedication. And of course, until next time, as always, ciao, homie. So if you like this video and want to learn more about any of the products I described during this video, make sure to check out the links in the description below. So if you like this video and haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing using that button right there. And also, stay tuned for some other videos that you might love blooping up right there. This one is the one that YouTube thinks that you will like the best, and this one is the one that I think you will like the best. As always, share this with everyone, and until next time, ciao, homie.